I'd like you all to welcome one of my very good friends, Robert Hollis Jr. He's a wealth of knowledge in this business, and I hope you all learn from him tonight.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you. How's everybody doing tonight?
Great.
Awesome. Well, thank you everybody for showing up, and everybody online showing up for our first Monday night leadership training. We actually changed it from Fridays to Mondays, and I personally think it's good on Mondays. It gets people all kicked off and started properly for the week. So tonight I'm going to go over a lot of information, and I'm going to kind of fly through it pretty fast tonight. And as we continue to do these leadership trainings every month, I'm going to go into more of each of the different areas that I'm talking about today really in depth. But basically I'm just going to go over tonight is the 7 steps, or basically the 7 things that you need to master to go professional, go pro in this profession. And where I got a lot of this stuff, just to give it back and give props, is a gentleman named Eric Worre. He has a book called Go Pro, and for everybody, if you consider yourself a leader, you got to get that book. You really do. It's, I honestly consider, and even hearing from my father, a guy that's made millions of dollars in this profession, yeah, Go Pro by Eric Worre. So hopefully everybody can see it online. Right there. So honestly, guys, and I've said it before, if people really want to take this serious as a profession, if you can't get that book and go through it, you honestly just aren't even trying. You know what I mean? I've been telling a lot of people, if you won't take the time to go through that book, I'm not even going to work with you personally. You know what I mean? Because truly, and it's funny because we just went to a seminar, me and Amy was there, Mikkel was there, Andy was there, and he's gone everything generic, and he even said it from stage. All the stuff that's in this book isn't stuff that he just made up and created. It's things that he's learned over the years of being a professional in network marketing and really just put it all in one spot. And to be honest with you, even going through my dad, it's like, I feel like we've done a lot of training that's a lot of inspirational and mindset training, but we really just got to get back to the basics. My father was mentored by a guy named Bill Gould that's made over $700 million in network marketing. Seriously. And he was actually, looking over some of our stuff, and he goes, listen, man, you got to focus on the basics. Why are you trying to inspire somebody and motivate somebody? What's the most inspiring and motivating thing you can do for your downline? Results. Get them a check. I know George just got started, and his group's already starting to grow. He's only been in for 2 weeks now, so he hasn't even got his first paycheck. But this week will be his first paycheck, and I know without a shadow of a doubt, it might not be the biggest paycheck, but when he sees a check for $25, $50, whatever it is, he's going, oh my gosh, I already got my auto ship covered. This works. There's nothing I can do as far as a motivational training that'll motivate him more than getting a check in the mail with his name on it. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Even some of the mindset and the inspirational stuff, we don't need to do that until people in here are full-time. You know what I mean? And anybody that's trying to get motivated, we live in a great age where you can just go on YouTube and type in motivational, and I mean there is hours upon hours upon hours of any kind of subject that you want to learn about. You know what I mean? So I'm going to go through a lot of this stuff really quickly, and like I said, as we start doing these workshops every Monday, we're going to take one of these things and really dissect it, go into it in detail, do exercises where we help you guys learn all this stuff and really just master this, because if you guys master these 7 things, there should be no reason why everybody in this room and watching online can't be making $10,000 a month with Gone to Life.
Absolutely.
Once you get there, then there's a lot of other stuff to learn after that. Okay, fair enough? So the first thing on here is, number 1 is finding people. Finding people, okay? Now, finding people, this is a tricky one, but yet it's not really too tricky because there's so many people. If there's whoever's watching online right now, wherever you're at, some of the numbers just here in Inland Empire, it's like, what is there, 4.2 million people just in Inland Empire? And 42%? Yeah, 42% of people are on minimum wage. You guys, there is a lot of people that need to make extra money right now. Not only that, but that drink coffee or could be more healthy, okay? But bottom line, I'm going to share with you guys a couple other principles of finding people cold market, finding people through ads, a lot of various ways. But bottom line, the best way to find people is whip out your cell phone. Honestly, I mean, everybody in here, and I guarantee, and I know Mikkel, I can attest to this. Here I am standing up here, your upline diamond and a leader. What have I been doing the last few days, Amy?
Going through your contact list.
Going through my phone, my contact list. People that I haven't talked to for years. People that, and I even, just to be honest with you, I got inspired at the GoPro event because I'm going through my phone book, and if I don't know who you are, I still might call you. If I call them up and they're not interested in what I'm doing, honestly, guys, I look at that contact and say, does this person bring value to my life? You know what I mean? Because you really got to understand that there's a lot of people that hold you down, that we all have quote-unquote friends, but how is it that you're the always one that's calling them up to see what's going on? Or the only time they call you is when they need help moving. They need a babysitter. They need to borrow money. You know what I mean? So it's almost like, and she's seen me, I've just gone through my A's, and I easily deleted over 20 people out of my phone, just out of the A's, right? But to be honest with you, when it comes to that, you can never prejudge somebody. You never know where they're at. Does that make sense? You at least got to call them up and give them the shot to see what we're doing here. Because I always say that we prejudge all the time for everything. We honestly do. I want everybody to think about right now. George, give me, what would be like your dream car? Any car.
Ferrari,
A Ferrari, okay? Let's just say a Ferrari, okay? So let's say a Ferrari pulls up. You leave right now and you can hear it pulling up, right? And as it pulls up next to you, there's a chick in the front. And she can't even be like 20, 21 years old. Beautiful. I mean, looks like a model or an actress. What's your first thought?
Parents are rich.
Parents are rich. Sugar mama, or you got a sugar daddy, right? Whatever it is. Your first thought isn't, oh my gosh, she must be a very successful business owner. But we do that with everything. I even bring it up. One of my friends is a DJ. And he's been a DJ for quite a while now, and he's also pretty semi-famous in the Orange County area. He's headlining at these huge clubs, going on at the main time. He makes tons of money, and he loves being a DJ. So I'm looking at his number in my phone going, oh my gosh, he wouldn't be into this. He's too cool, right? He loves what he does. He's already famous. He wouldn't be interested. And I go, crap. I listen to this stuff to myself all the time. I'm even going through that with all my friends. You know what I mean? Showflow, Anthony. Oh, dude, he's starting to come up in his rap game. He's a pro skater. It looks like he's making good. Why would he be interested in doing something like this? Immediately said, yeah, dude, I'm all over it. I'll meet you at Long Beach tomorrow. Okay, so you never know where somebody's at. You just can't prejudge people. And I also say going into calling your warm market list is just don't hit them up and sell them. You know what I mean? Give a chance to build a rapport. The biggest thing in this profession is relationships. You look at Mikkel, probably the strongest leader I have in my organization right now, and it took me 4 years to get him involved. You know what I mean? Some will, some won't, you know what I mean? But just keep that contact. And I always tell people is that as hard as it is drop your ego. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people, all of a sudden they go, well, those things don't work. Well, you don't know. My upline makes all this money. And you know what? You're just stupid. You're stuck in the 97%. And my upline told me I'd call stupid people like you, so you're dumb anyways. But we do that, right? Is this one of those pyramid things? What, are you in a job? You're in a pyramid and you just don't even know it. Right? So, huh?
What do you say when they ask you that? Because I got asked that today too.
It's funny, for those of you that can't hear it, she asked, what do you say if somebody says it's a pyramid? What do you mean, what's a pyramid?
Yeah. And I didn't answer. I just said, you know what, we just need to talk. I'm not going to explain anything.
Yeah, but that's my objection, because most people don't even know what a legal pyramid scam is, or a pyramid. Yeah, is this one of those pyramid things? I'm not sure. I don't know. What is a pyramid? Well, like that Bernie Madoff stuff. Oh, manipulating stocks? No, we don't even deal with stocks. We're nothing like that. Because most of the time people just say that as a filter, but they have no idea what a pyramid is anyways. And if anybody's watched me seeing a presentation, it is true, don't hit them with that objection, but everything's a pyramid anyways. All school systems, the government, any business you're in, anything and everything's a pyramid, bottom line, okay? So bottom line, start there, you know what I mean? Is if you guys have not gone through your list, write it down. I'm doing the same thing, start there. The second one of finding people is taprooting, okay? Taprooting very simply means is everybody in here knows somebody that you haven't approached to the business yet, and you call them for them. You know what, this would be the best example because George is sitting here right now, okay? So my buddy Steve that I skate with, I get him in the business, and immediately I circumvented him and I got to George before Steve even made a commitment. Steve was like, well, I don't know, I'm thinking about doing it, I don't know if I have time for this. But who do you know that needs to make money? Dude, my homie George, dude, he's a hustler, he's always on that stuff, he's a real good person. Brought it up to him, I'm in. Now my buddy Steve, he was committed to signing up and coming to a meeting before my buddy Steve even wanted to get in. I circumvented him. So then immediately it's like he has a coffee break, and what I do at the coffee break, I look at all the people that are there, who wants to do a coffee break, who wants to do a coffee break? Gabby ended up coming down here, signing up, she wanted to do a coffee break. Now he was out, he was busy last Saturday, he couldn't make it down. I went and did a meeting for his downline, she brought her boss down, and she's already now jacked up and wants to talk to me about doing a coffee break. You don't even know her boss, do you? So you guys catch that? So I'm already 5 levels deep on 2 people he doesn't even know. Okay, so all taprooting is, and I would recommend anybody doing this if you have time to, is that what happens is when people get in, they're afraid. They'll talk to what they call, you say, is your peers and people below you. Because your peers, you're fine if they will reject you. Because you can kind of brush it off and go, hey, listen, I'm trying to do something better with my life. You want to stay in the same position, I don't care. You'll definitely talk to the people below you, because if they say no to you, you can say, hey, you're stupid anyways, I know I'm better than you in the first place, neener, neener. But if your successful uncle, your successful friend that's a business owner says no, then it hurts a little bit. Right? So I just did this with Danny the other day, and it was funny because he had a person there. And he whipped out 6 names and numbers, and I immediately called them all up. And that's a whole other training just on taprooting. I'm going to go more into depth of finding people later. Like I said, I got a lot to cover. I've already spent 15 minutes on this, and I got 7 other things. Huh?
What would be the definition of taprooting?
Taprooting would be saying, listen, do you have somebody right now that you think would do really well in this business, but you haven't approached them yet? Yeah, great. Write down their name and number, and I'm being honest with you. Write down their name and number today, and tomorrow I'll give them a call on your behalf. Yeah. So between the group that you currently have and your warm market list, honestly, if you taproot and build fast enough, there should be no reason to even do the other things, okay? You know, another good thing of finding people is running ads on Craigslist, running ads in the local newspaper, Facebook. You know what I mean? There's so many different ways, and like I said, I've already spent 15 minutes on this, and I'm going to have to move forward. When we go into more in depth in this, I'll teach you guys where to post ads, what to say in the ads, what to say on the scripts when people call you, what to say to even finding cold market. But I mean, there's so many different places that you can find people. It's like, we were even thinking the other day, it's like, how many truck stops are around here? Do you think truckers drink coffee?
Yeah, all day.
All day. You know what I mean? It's like Toastmasters. Hey, you can go to Toastmasters. It's a free thing that you can look up online that teaches people how to do public speaking. Do you think anybody that's interested in learning public speaking would be open into a business opportunity?
To speak more. To
speak more? Yeah, you know what I mean? So, you know, you can get really creative with this, and like I said, we'll go into more in depth on that later, okay? The second one is inviting people. Okay, now this one, very important. I'm going to try to go through this as fast as possible. I think next Monday, we're going to do the whole Monday training just on this. We're going to do role playing and really get in depth with this, because one thing that I thought was so funny about this is that Amy, I've personally been mentoring her since she got started. She knows how to handle finding people and doing ads, but when it came to just talking to a stranger, I could see her in a big group of people where she started kind of stumbling up real quick. So if you want, you can pass out all those. And I'm going to go through these really quickly. I'm not going to really do too much of the role playing today. Once again, this is a whole another day training, okay? But basically, when it comes to inviting people, one of the key things is you got to be in a hurry, okay? Just bottom line, you know, it doesn't matter anything you do. I even say when I'm calling leads off of Craigslist that no matter what time it is, you can look at your clock right now and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's almost 7:30. I got a meeting I got to run to. I'm really in a hurry right now, but, okay, somebody answers the phone. Man, I got a million things going on right now, but I'm glad I caught you, right? You know, I know you're super busy. I don't want to waste your time, but give me a second. You can see on page 1 all the different things right there. You know, as long as that right there, I think, ladies and gentlemen, will super improve not only your peak of interest, but also it puts you in a position where you don't get caught answering a million questions. Okay, it goes all the way back to the 45-second presentation that if you're spending more, if you're inviting, if your number 2 is over 45 seconds, or I should say a minute, you blew it. Okay, there should be no reason why you're talking about mushrooms. There should be no reason you're talking about anything. Does that make sense? And you know, one of the things that that aren't even on the steps of this that I want to add in there is you got to be jacked up and you got to be excited. Mm-hmm. You have to. I do a whole training on just how important it is to be excited. You know what I mean? I've even, you know, me and Mikkel have done this. That, you know, people, I believe what is it? It's only 15% of what you say is really, you know, because people are always interested in what exactly, you know, on these things, and we're going to go over some quick scripts with you. But everybody's so focused on the scripts that you realize these scripts are 15% of what actually will get somebody to come down here and look at the business opportunity. Mm-hmm. The other 85% is your excitement, your enthusiasm. You know, Andy's been at my house when we've done this, where it's like he was calling leads, and it's like, dude, I make people get up and run around the block really quick. Because it could be the same script and you get back, hey man, listen, I'm really busy right now, but you got a second, man? And it's like, whoa, what's going on? You know, it's just like if they hear that excitement, you know, and it's also body language. Whether you know it, your body language comes through the phone. If you're just like sitting there like, hey man, you know, really busy right now, you know, you got a second? Does that make sense? I think it's super important, because if you're excited and you're busy, people don't want to miss out on things. People are actually more motivated by fear of loss than they are of gain. Okay? So the next one is just compliment people. Take the time to honestly compliment somebody. This will really, really raise your inviting. You know what I mean? It could even go, you know, to somebody like George. You know, it's like, hey George, listen, I'm glad I got you. I'm really busy right now, but I'm glad I got you on the phone. Listen, man, first off, I just wanted to say I think you're a really sharp guy. You know what I mean? You're always put together really well. You're really motivated, and I really look up to you because you're a pretty sharp person. Okay? Whatever it is. You know what I mean? Listen, Marcy. You know, first off, I just really wanted to compliment you. You're just like a super mom. You know what I mean? You take care of your kids. You homeschool them. You always find time to take care of your business, and I really look up to you. Now, see already, both of them smiled when I just took, how hard is it to really just take a second and compliment somebody? Not only that, but even in warm or cold market, you guys have no idea how far that goes. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, even like, let's say you're out to dinner and the guy is just on it. And it's like, listen, man, now's not the time. Actually, we got to go. But I just want to say, man, you are an exceptional waiter. You're a sharp guy, man. You were on top of it. You were fast. You were polite. You're a sharp guy. Oh, all right, sweet. But, you know, honestly do it in a sincere manner. Okay, don't just try to make something up. You know what I mean? You know, try to naturally come sincere. Okay? The third one is now making the invitation. Okay, so on here is actually some scripts that you guys can go through. And, you know, what I always do, one of my favorite ones, is even asking somebody for a huge personal favor. You know what I mean? Or even making something that's relatable with them. If you go here through step 3, we've got tons and tons of different scripts. And, you know, just find whatever really works for you. You know, the invite to me was, you know, even some of my friends, it's like, hey, listen, man, I'm really busy right now. I'm glad I got you on the phone. But I just wanted to touch base with you in your new year because you're one of the most sharp, motivated hustlers I know. Listen, can you do me a huge personal favor? What? Do you know anybody that needs to make extra money right now? Are you open to making some extra money? Does that make sense to everybody? So on here's a lot of them. I know it says that, you know, I'm launching a new business. Would you be interested in working with it? You know, I tell all the people, it's like, hey, listen, I'm working with some really sharp business guys, and they're looking for people that need to make extra money. Another one, you guys always hear me on the product side. You know, it's like, listen, Michaela, I think I found a product that would really help you and your family. Could you do me a huge favor and check it out? Okay, so these, I mean, there's so many examples on here of different things you can go through, and just find one that really suits you. You know what I mean? But once again, all those things were very, very short. You know, I found something exciting. I think you can check this out. You know, oh my gosh, there's a new company that just opened. You got to check this out. You know what I mean? Imagine being in a mega trend. You know, whatever it is, but also be excited when you say it. You know what I mean? James Wiggins said something the other night that was funny, is that, you know, especially in younger people, is he said, listen, promote like a superstar is coming over to your house. You know what I mean? If you have that mentality that you got something amazing here. But like I said, I always like the third-party approach is, you know, listen, can you do me a huge personal favor? Okay? Now, if they say yes to anything, now very simply all you do is say, listen, this is part of the approach. If I were to, would you? Meaning, if I were going to give you a DVD, would you watch it? If I would give you a link online, would you check it out? If we have a call at 6 o'clock, we have a call at 3 o'clock, would you jump on that for me? Listen, we got a meeting tonight at 7. If I picked you up, would you show up? Okay? Now, when they say yes to that, basically the next one is just getting a time commitment. Okay? Is basically saying, okay, great. You know, if let's just say, for example, online. You know, if I were going to give you a link to watch, would you check it out for me? Yeah, sure. Great. When do you think you'll get a chance to watch that? Tonight at 6. Great. So if I called you at 6, you'll have already, or 6:30, you have already watched it? Yes. And I'm going through these steps really fast. And so if what's the best number to call you? Your cell phone still this, or do you have a different number that you want? No, this number. So at 949-923-7389, I'll call you at 6:30 and you will have watched the video, right? Yes. Awesome. Like I said, I'm super busy. I got to go. Okay, so the reason why we pass this out is if you saw what I did there, if I would you, they said yes. Great. When do you think you'll get a chance to watch it? At 6. So you'll watch it at 6, yes? Yeah. So if I call you at 6, you'll have watched it, right? Yes. So what's the best number to call you at? This number, so I'll be talking to you at 6:30, right? Yes. They said yes 4 times. You just give them a link and say, so if I gave this to you, would you check it out? Yeah, cool, thanks, man. You know, you really got to get in their head. And not only that, but with the follow-up, is you guys understand that I say everybody nowadays has ADD, meaning always dealing with distractions. You know, you can't get so bummed out when somebody just says no to something, because things come up all the time. But if you mentally in their head have a time locked down that they're committed to, and they say yes to 3 times, they're way more, your closing ratio goes up, or your invite ratio will go up by like 80%. Because now in their head they go, oh my gosh, well, if I haven't got on the call at 6 o'clock, I know he's going to be calling me at 6:30, and I don't want to seem like, you know, I didn't do him a favor. I don't want to seem like a slacker. Does that make sense? Same thing with going to the meetings, you know what I mean? Another good follow-up to that, like if somebody said, you know, listen, can you come to my house for a coffee break or come to the meeting? So you will definitely be there at 7, because I told Mikkel about you, and please don't make me look bad. I told him you were sharp, I told him you were motivated, I don't know, the other one is really sense of urgency. When it comes to inviting, really the sense of urgency that they might miss out on something. You know what I mean? You really got to think of it as, yes, we do calls every day. Yes, we do meetings at this office all the time. Yes, I'll do a home meeting for you guys anytime. But when you're inviting, you got to act the sense of urgency, like, I'm never going to do one for you again. Mm-hmm. Never. Not, oh, it's okay, we do another one next Tuesday. It's like, well, listen, I don't know if I can make it Tuesday. Dude, are you serious? I told Mikkel about you, man. He's looking for, please don't make me look bad. I don't know when the next time he's going to do a meeting. You got to come and meet this guy. I'm telling you, dude. You got to have that sense of urgency, because I feel like a lot of people are just like,
That's what I told Gabby.
Yeah.
I was like, he's really busy.
Yeah, really busy. He's got a huge group. I don't know when the next time he'll do a meeting. I don't know when the next time he'll be able to meet you. Not only that, but not to, this isn't manipulating anybody, because there's difference between manipulation and persuasion. You guys know that, right? Manipulation is getting somebody to do something they normally wouldn't, and you're the benefactor. Persuasion is getting somebody to do something they normally wouldn't, and they're the benefactor. So a really good persuasion tip is, like I kept saying, I haven't really focused on that, is please don't make me look bad. I told him about you, Diego. I said that you were motivated, were sharp. He asked me who I'd want to work with to make money with, and the first person I said was you. Man, please do me a huge favor, dude. Please show up to this. You got to make it. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. So like I said, when I went through all these steps really quickly, and we can do a whole, like I said, hour of training on this, of not only going through all the different scripts, but also role-playing with people. I would go through this personally, that's why I handed it out, and just pick out some of those inviting scripts that you really like. Me personally, I like the, can you do me a huge personal favor? You know what I mean? If I think I found a product that'll help you and your family, would you check it out for me? You know what I mean? Can you do me a huge personal favor? You know anybody trying to make some money right now? I like that, but there's a lot of different scripts back there that you guys can use and mold into your own. Fair enough? Okay, and I suggest really practicing on this stuff. Really, next, I said next Monday we'll do this, right? Next Monday we're just going to go completely into this and really into detail.
Could you let everyone on live stream know that they could even access the Network Marketing Pro workbook that Eric Ward provided just by going to the training tab, and it's at the very bottom.
Okay, he said if you go to rollwithwinners.com and click on the training tab, you can actually download the workbook that we're actually going through right now. Yeah.
It's Network Marketing Pro inviting scripts.
Yeah, and what we'll do next time is actually break out and start practicing with people. I'm going to do this whole training in depth at the GLU, and it's funny because as much as to me, it's like second nature. You know what I mean? I've been doing this for so long, but the second that even me, I went up to strangers because he broke out and said, you have to go to the stranger and practice this. And it's like you would see people that have been in network marketing for a couple of years. And it's like, hey, your name Diego? Oh, okay, nice to meet you. Listen, I'm really in a hurry right now. Hey, that's a nice shirt. Yeah. So, yeah. But these are people that, you know what I mean? It should just come off like, hey, Diego, how you doing, man?
Good, man.
Dude, I'm glad I saw you, man. I'm super busy right now, but I'm glad I caught you. Dude, man, you're sharp, dude. The reason why I want to talk to you, you're a sharp guy. You're always dressed nice. You're somebody I really look up to. Remember earlier when you said you didn't like your job? Were you serious about that, or were you just kidding around?
I was a little bit serious.
You were a little bit serious? Cool. Listen, if I found an opportunity that could show you how to make some extra money part-time with a company that's blowing up here in Ontario, would you be interested in looking at something like that?
All right, yeah. Awesome.
Well, listen, we have a meeting tonight at 7. If I came to pick you up, would you be able to show up to that?
Okay, yeah, that sounds good.
You would. So if I came to your house at 7, you would be ready to go to this meeting?
Okay, yeah, I would.
You would? Okay, awesome. Is your address still whatever lane? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, you're always dressed sharp, man. So just dress like you are right now, and I'll be there right at 7. Please. We can't be late to this thing. So I might even show up at like 6:45 just to make sure I'm there on time. Is that fair enough?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I'll see you then. But listen, like I said, I'm busy. Looking forward to seeing you tonight, man. See? Now, I can't tell you how many times I've done that, though. Okay, so that's why you just got to practice on this stuff. You know, practice makes perfect. You know what I mean? Okay, the next one is presenting. Okay, now when it comes to this really depends on where you are in your profession right now, where you are as a leader in this company. Honestly, with me, I wouldn't recommend anybody really even focusing on this until you're at least like a platinum or a double platinum. You know what I mean? You really want to, but what is so amazing that we do have here with Gano Life is why this is up there as one of the major things that you have to learn to go pro is you do eventually have to master this. Not only that, but you got to imagine my father started doing network marketing 26 years ago. They didn't have the internet. They didn't have cell phones. They didn't have PowerPoints. You know what I mean? So it's like when you had to do this back in the day, you guys don't even realize how good you have it right now. You know, you think of my father, an ex-auto mechanic, leg blown out on workman's comp, getting in this profession, no cell phones, no internet to look up his downline. It cost $2,500 to get started, and they didn't even have DVDs or a presenter in his local area. He had to figure this out quick. That's why I think that everybody has such a huge advantage. I mean, even my friends that I'm going through this script, all I've been sending them is the show me the money video, the quick 10-minute video my father has, and then the product tour. And so far, 100% everybody, because that's a total of like what, like 15 minutes? 100% get back to me. Dude, this looks amazing. I need to learn more information. The Mike Miramoto product tour. But this could be a lot of things. Presenting is just, you know, getting somebody in front of an effective presentation. You know, you can use, you know, the product tours if people are really into product. You can use the show me the money if people are into money. You know, obviously, you know, I don't know how many people are watching online, but we're going to start live streaming our meetings more often. If you go to GanoOverview.com, there's a recorded presentation of me, a recorded presentation of Dad, a recorded presentation of James. I mean, we've got so many tools, all the calls that we do every day at 12, 3, and 6. I mean, this right here is so covered for you guys that it's ridiculous. If anybody's worried about getting somebody an effective presentation, you're blowing it right now. But you also have to understand the one thing that I'll put on this, and I always love telling this story, is that you guys just got to take yourself out of the equation. Don't try to answer any questions. Don't try to do anything. The biggest thing you want somebody to go through in your head is go, wow, this makes sense. It's simple, and I think I can do this. Now, if you'd have said that with him, and I said, listen, if I showed you a link online, would you watch it? Well, what's this about? Listen, man, like I said, I'm busy. So you think even with my friends, Amy, you know, my invite is like less than that. You know, I might spend more than a minute on the phone with them because I am catching up with them. Hey, how you been? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But immediately, and all of them, well, what is this exactly? Listen, bro, watch the videos. I'm only looking for motivated people anyways. If you don't got 10 minutes to watch a video, you're not somebody I want to work with. Now, I can take that composure because I've been doing this long enough. You know what I mean? But have I done, out of all my friends that I called, have I done a presentation over the phone? Have I told them it was about mushrooms?
No.
Did I tell them 2 that get 2 that get 2, you make your money back?
No.
No. But how many people see me do a presentation and know I could do it, but I don't? Because when my friends get off the phone, they're going, wait a second, all he did was call me up, ask me if I wanted to make money. You know what I mean? Then he showed me some videos that looked amazing. I said I need to have more, you know, answers to my questions. So then he invited me out to a meeting in Long Beach where a guy named Mike Miramoto answered all my questions. Dude, is this all you do to make money? This is simple. I think I can do this. Does that make sense to you guys? So now this not only is a whole day training, but I mean weeks, if not months of training on this right here. The only other thing that I'll really put on this is really huge compliment Mikkel because he's really led by example and been a leader by this. But people all the time say, oh my gosh, I don't have a guest for the 7 o'clock meeting tonight. And I've seen Robert do that presentation like 10, 20 times. I don't need to show up. Wrong. You ever say that to me, you're the one doing the presentation next. Seriously, because repetition is the mother of all learning. You know, when I first had to do my first presentation, you realize I sat front and center every single meeting my father did. I'm not even joking with you guys, seen my dad do over, 1,000 presentations. So when it was my time to finally step up on stage, I knew it like the back of my hand. We had slides at the time, and even my first meeting, I could click the slide and not even look backwards, and knew exactly what was on the slides, knew the jokes I was going to say on those slides, and I even knew I was like 3 steps ahead in my mind. I had to practice on that being the present to be a presenter. But, my only thing with that is that, not only that, but crowd participation, guys. I mean, he's even seen the numbers go up that if, he's in the meeting and he's watching it and he's excited and he's taking notes, that your guest is excited, paying attention and taking notes. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse from a presenter, and I'll even tell you guys honestly, our live presentations that we have is by far the most effective, best thing we have.
Yes.
By far. I think the second best is coffee breaks, right? But when you get into a group of people and everybody's excited, I mean, your first time coming to that presentation, I know you were in, but what was that experience like for you, having all those people jacked up?
Just like motivated me a lot.
Motivated you, got you excited, didn't it? Yeah, even Steve, he's going, oh my gosh, this is simple, man. I think everybody's jacked up in here. I'm all excited. So I'm telling you guys, we gotta, that's the last step, and I'll get to that in a second. But, show up, and if you want to learn how to be a presenter, show up every time, take notes. You know what I mean? It's funny, even like going back to Will Smith, as far as how much he would, learn stuff, is that, if you looked in his early careers in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, not only did he know his lines, but he knew the lines of everybody else. Have you ever seen that video? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it shows him and he's in a background, and somebody walked in, and as she was saying his lines, he was sitting there, like repeating her lines because he studied it so much. Mm. He was so into it. I want anybody in this room, when it finally comes to the time that, hey, hey Diego, can you do the meeting tonight? Never thought you'd ask, man. I got it. I got it down, man. I know everything. That my dad used to say that. He would sit front and center and he would mimic the guy's jokes. He knew what he was going to say. He knew everything about it. And that's really, if you want to learn how to be a good presenter, that's the only way. You know what I mean? It's like there's no way you can just watch it a couple times, jump up there, and think you're going to do a good presentation. This takes months, if not years. I mean, I'll even say years and years of masters. I've been doing it for 5 years, and I still think I have a lot to grow. Okay, so the next one is follow-up. Okay, now this one is huge, guys. They say fortunes, write this down, fortunes in the follow-up. I can't stress how important this is. Most people take 4 to 6 exposures before they'll actually get committed and go after this seriously. Just like, honestly, today, I have a good friend. He met up with me and he said, oh my gosh, I'm really interested in doing what you're doing. You make a lot of money. I'm in. So then I followed up with him, didn't answer. I followed up with him, I sent him links over Facebook. Hey, if I sent you links, would you watch them? I even got a commitment that he said he'd watch it that night and call him the next day. Called him the next day, he didn't watch them. The next day I followed up with him again. He finally watched them. He said, wow, this is really interesting, but I want to come out to a meeting. Great, I have one coming up on Wednesday. Can you make it out to it? Yeah, definitely. I work, but I think I can get off early. Decided that he couldn't do it. Yeah.
I have a question. So when someone asks you, is this a pyramid, and then you show them the video, and then they see, oh, it's multi-level marketing, then they totally just ignore your phone calls. What do you do that?
Didn't catch them at the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't say, if they say it as a pyramid, that's why I said the best way to say that is, what do you mean? What is a pyramid? Yeah. Yeah, but if people say that, that's why they watch a presentation.
You don't think it's best that we just see it in person, or you think it's best to show them the link first?
Always live is in person. Live is always better.
You can get them live.
Yeah, live is always better. I mean, technology is great, but it doesn't lack face-to-face. You know, and I'll give you guys one example. This is the best way I could put it. If I said, hey, listen, you know, tomorrow, you know, I don't know the dates, but hey, tomorrow after the meeting, we're gonna watch a Laker game. Do you want to join us? Well, it's like, well, you know, it's pretty late. I got to get home and, you know, make sure the kids are in bed. I got commitments. I was gonna go out to dinner. No. I got extra tickets to the game. Oh, hey, let me cancel my dinner plans, you know? Just like anything else. It's like everybody in here has an artist or an album that you probably know by heart, right? I'll even say one of my favorite ones is the Jay-Z album. I know the music by heart, but why does every time he shows up, he sells out the Staples Center? It's more fun live. It's more entertaining live. People get way more out of it, okay? So, you know, peak of interest in getting people open, I still really feel that, you know, watching the videos will get them excited to come down to check it out or come to a coffee break. But, you know, when it comes to videos, there's usually a lot of follow-ups. They might watch the product tour and go, wow, this is really interesting. Then you show them the Show Me the Money video. Wow, I'm even more interested now. Then you got to show them, you know, Gano research so they see everything Mike Muramoto was backed up. And then you show them the, you know, documentation or the Mike Muramoto boot camp so they understand the comp plan. And then you got to show them something else. And then they're like, after the 5th or 6th video, they're going, okay, I got it. I'll get in now. You know, somebody can come down to a live meeting and make a decision that moment that, holy crap, this is amazing. I like the excitement, the fun, I'm in.
They tasted the coffee.
Yeah, they tasted the coffee. They get to shake people's hands. It's just, yeah, live is always better, and I'll cover that in a little bit. Okay, so, but yeah, it's just right, you know, people, you bringing up the pyramid thing, it's just catching people at the wrong time. It really is. If they took the time to actually watch the video, they realize that everything's a pyramid. But also in that sense, if you show them some of the other videos, we don't even bring up two that get two that get two. You know what I mean? So I think that's more or less just somebody looking for an excuse no matter what it is. If they didn't see the pyramid diagram in the video, they would have said that they don't like mushrooms. Or whatever it is. Does that make sense? That's one of my other funny ones that, you know, the biggest objection over, oh, is this a pyramid, is, oh, when you make money, I'll get in. Have you heard that? Today. Okay. Now, guess what happens when you make a lot of money and go back to them? They say you got to get in the beginning to make money in those things. Oh, you were just lucky. Yeah, I mean, people that make excuses will make excuses for everything. Bottom line. So, but when they're saying, is it a pyramid or whatever it is, that's also because you haven't mastered the inviting. I'll just be honest with you. If you mastered the inviting more, none of these questions would ever come up. They really wouldn't. You know what I mean? It's just however, whatever you're saying, the confidence, whatever it is. But if you master this script and master the art of inviting, that'll never come up.
What do you think about even with the Super MLM man where he says basically, well, let me ask you this. If you were introduced to a product that you really enjoyed, that you loved, you know, how would you feel about sharing it? Oh, I'd share it with everybody. I'd share it with everyone.
Yeah.
Awesome. So it's like, you know, so if you were to go to your family and your friends and then the company just sends you a check, would you be opposed to that? Oh, absolutely not. Mm-hmm. So it's just, you know, another...
I think that's great, but it's also massively advanced. That's something me and you could pull off. Sure. Somebody that just got started, all out the window. Yeah.
I forget where.
Yeah. No, you just want to keep it as simple as possible. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, even in when I said the script to him, you know what I mean? Or even bringing up the product. Listen, if I think I found a product that'll really help you and your family, would you be open to looking at it for me? His next question out of his mouth is this a pyramid? That's not coming. Or, you know, there's a company that's growing like crazy, and I met the guy that's expanding, and he's looking for people to help us promote and build his company. You know what I mean? That usually it's like, well, is this a pyramid? That's not normally the next thing out their mouth. You know what I mean? So you just polish it, and you know, you guys gotta understand. Even going back to the inviting, is that I've been doing this for years. You know what I mean? You guys can't. I can't tell you how many people have told me no or just rejected it. But if you really use, you know, in a hurry, excited, and sense of urgency, it really doesn't matter what you say, that you'll get your ratio will go way through the roof. Okay? But yeah, going on the follow-up is huge. You know, fortune's really in the follow-up, and I would honestly follow up with somebody until you have too many people to call, or they tell you straight up, just stop calling me. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you how many people that I followed up with that had 100% intentions of coming down, had 100% intentions of making money with me, 100% intentions of drinking the coffee. I just stopped following up with them and they lost interest. You know, and even some of my friends, I call them up now. Listen, man, you know, can you do me a huge personal favor? You need to make any extra income right now. Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, you told me about that one time. I was super interested. It's like, here's somebody I could have enrolled probably 2 years ago. I just didn't take the time to follow up with them. You know, like I said, my guy down in Long Beach now, it's been 2 weeks. I followed up with him every other day almost, and now he's finally committed that he said his schedule's cleared. He can definitely make it tomorrow. But if I just... he didn't watch the videos, whatever, next, I would have never gave him the opportunity to look at the company, okay? And especially like all the people coming in from Craigslist. You know what I mean? You don't understand how many of those people are really, like I said, 100% intentions. Listen, I'm really busy right now. I'd love to buy product, but I got to get back to work. Okay. All it takes is you just to keep calling them up and keep trying to invite them down here. You know what I mean? Maybe if it's cold market and you've left like 3 or 4 voicemails, then maybe stop following up with them. Yeah, but most of the time, your warm market, you can keep following up with them. Like I said, and it's also like a drip. You know what I mean? So, you know, follow up with them, send them another video. Follow up with them, send them a testimonial. You follow up with them, send them the product tour, send them the show me the money video. Just keep consistently sending them, you know, those 10-minute videos until they say, okay, enough's enough, I'll sign up already. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's just a little thing that'll get them involved. Does that make sense? Okay. Have I really been talking for almost an hour already? Oh my gosh, all right, I'm going to go through the next ones really as fast as I can. So the next one is basically helping your prospect get started. Now this is huge because you have to understand that they're just taking baby steps. You know what I mean? Take the time to really help them set up their website. You know, help them, you know, go through picking out their product. Go in their back office with them. Call, you know, most people say, oh, just call up customer service, here's the number. No, call them up on 3-way with them. Get a hold of customer service with them. Hey, I have a brand new person here ready to get started. Log in there into your back office. Show them, say, okay, you know, because that's what a lot of people do is just, oh, you're ready to sign up? And all of a sudden they're looking at the sign up page. No, as you can see here, if you do it properly, you know, as you can see here, if you go to GanoLifeSupport.com and click on sign in. Right here is where you put your ID number. This is my ID. This is where you put your password. This will come up with your password. When you go in, this is what your back office looks like. Isn't this cool? This is where you can see your volume. This is where you can make orders. This is where you set up your website. But we're going to get you enrolled right now. So you click on downline. What you want to do is find your, because if you're helping them sign up like that, you're properly teaching them how to get started, because the last thing you want is, let's say you're busy. And it's happened to me. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and I forget the urgency of this, even with him. I'm learning with him because he's going so fast. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be any reason why he didn't already have customer service. Or Gabby, the same thing. Why she shouldn't have already known that the office closed at this time, right? So, but I did sign you up like this, didn't I? Yeah, him and Steve up in there. Clicked on downline. You got to go to your next available spot. See, I click on the brown spot. On the top, you have people get confused. It says sponsor or enroll. You always want to do the top one. And then you click on and walk them through the whole steps all the way up to, here's your ID number. Write this down. Now let's log into your back office, because that's so critical and we miss that step a lot. You know, as soon as you get the application in your hand, or you just can't wait to get them on the website just to sign them up properly. Does that make sense? Yeah, so, and it might take some time to help them even with their people, but just make sure that not only that, but you explain to them everything as well. You know, I think another thing too is just saying, you know, taking the quick time to say, well, we're, you know, and I guess this could also go with closing a little bit, and I told you I'd help mentor you with that. Write this down. What did you like most about what you just saw? Okay, because what do 99% of people say? What do you think? Don't say that, okay? Because, George, you see this? What do you think?
It's numbers.
No, what do you think about this?
It's wrong.
It's 3 plus 3 is wrong.
3 plus 3 is wrong.
I didn't look that far.
You didn't look that far, okay? Now, why did I give that example? Even in a presentation, even with anything, they didn't look at the things that were cool. They found the one thing that was wrong. If you say, what do you think, they're going to find the one thing that they didn't like. Oh, I think this, or I think that. And now when you say, what'd you like most about what you saw? People won't get involved because of what you got involved for, okay? So, hey, what'd you like most about what you've seen? Oh, wow, the product seems so amazing. Awesome, me too. And elaborate on that, okay? Or listen, man, the money. Because you got to understand, let's say if you have a blue type personality, or a yellow, it's even worse. A yellow type personality, this is a whole nother training, is somebody who just loves people, that loves helping people. You know, we call them the hippies or the golden retrievers. You know, they got lots of fun, they're nurturing, they love helping people. Now, somebody like that watches our presentation, and you walk up to them and go, dude, did you see that? You could be making $40,000 a month with this company. We got millionaires here to teach you. There's 4.2 million people in Inland Empire. We're going to be rich. They care less. They could really care less. Or the same thing, money motivated hustler, and all you do is start talking about all the different products, and that the red rooibos tea comes from South Africa, and we got the cacao chocolate bean that's comes from Peru. They're like, dude, shut up. I don't care. Okay. So honestly, the first thing is, what'd you like most about what you saw? Relate with them. Tell them a story. Usually a lot of times then, if they have any questions, they'll bring it up. And then, I know this is hard, but you have to do it. You know what I mean? Say, listen, are you a 1, 2, or 3? Well, if you guys see the presentation, 1, 2, or 3. And then very simply just ask them, great, where do you see yourself getting started? Because it's funny, there's a whole training on that on the internet that you just got to ask people that. A lot of people are just so afraid to ask if they're ready to get signed up. You know what I mean? Somebody could be ready to get signed up, and very rarely do I do a meeting and I say, listen, do you got any questions? Yeah, I'm ready to sign up, and they pull their credit card out. I know it's kind of awkward at first, but it's really not. Well, listen, are you 1, 2, or 3? Oh, I'm definitely a 2. Do you got any other questions holding you back? No, not really. Great. Where do you see yourself getting started? They'll tell you. You're not a closer. Listen, I'm not really ready to get started right now. See, the thing is I had money in my savings, and I had to transfer it to my...
The way my bank's set up.
The way my bank's set up is I got a couple days, right? Listen, I'm a 3. Great. Where do you see yourself getting started? You know what? I think I'm going to go with that X-Pack. You just got to ask them, okay? And also with the helping people sign up, if they're not ready, always set another date, like I did with the guy today. Listen, I'm not ready right now. Great, listen, we have another meeting at 7 tomorrow. I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow. I'll have Diego follow up with you. Always be promoting the next event, okay? The next one is 6, is 6, or wait, 5. I skipped 5 up here. Oops. Okay, and the next one is helping them getting started correctly. People have always heard me say this, and I think it's a huge problem in our profession, in every group, in every company, is people feel like once they've signed the dotted line, once you got them in the system, once you got their product in your hand, that your job's over. That's not the case. That's the easiest part. You really got to get them plugged in. Make sure they have everything that they need. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't understand that, well, listen, I need to find out about the product. Oh, yeah, just go to GonaResearch.com. They should know that. And we, honestly, this is something that I've been wanting to do. Apologize, I don't have the handout right now, but we're going to put together a checklist for all of our brand new reps. You know what I mean? It's like, step 1, write down your list. You know what I mean? Step 2, and have a link where all the, links on the product. Here's where you can find the product tour. We got calls every single day. Here's the number. We've got meetings from this time to this time, and walk them through a checklist of what they got to do, A, B, C, D, E.
You want one designed for our team with all of our
Yep.
call times and everything.
Yep.
Meeting times.
Yeah, and I'll work with you with that. And everybody, I know there's people watching from all over the place. But that's huge, because if somebody can leave and they understand that next Thursday you got a meeting at 7 and that morning you got a call, and if I wanted to learn more, that they have a page, a couple pages where it's like, listen, I know exactly where this is, and hold people accountable. You really do. It's like, listen, what you got to do when you go home, step 1, I think this should be step 1 for everybody, is watch The Steps to Success by my father.
Yes.
Boom. If you haven't watched that, that should be step number 1, right? Step number 2 should even be watching my other training just on piquing interest, the Fast Start training. Step 3, get plugged in to the conference call and invite people. And step 4, honestly, and I'm just winging this out, I'm just kind of going off the top of my head, we'll perfect this, but you got to get people committed to doing a coffee break immediately. Their first week, you need to hold them accountable. I love how James Wiggins says, if somebody won't write down a list out of their phone and won't commit to doing a coffee break their first week, how fast did we do your coffee break? The day he signed up. And look at how much faster he's growing versus people that have been in for a couple weeks that haven't had any success yet. His belief that went through the roof because the day he signed up, he got his product, we did a coffee break in his home that day, and how many people signed up from that coffee break? 4. Where's his belief level now?
All-time high.
All-time high. He knows not only a couple things happen there if you get somebody signed up for their first coffee break. 1, their belief in the system and you as a leader. They immediately know, okay, he said in the meeting he was going to help me. He said that he's here to teach me. And guess what? He stepped up and did it. All right, now I trust him. I know he's actually here to help me. Step 2 is their confidence in the system. Honestly, because now they're going, wow, this makes sense. This is simple. And wow, I think I can do this. This works. I had 4 signups my first day. It's going, I got this. So that's... Huh?
Like, how'd you get people to come that day?
You know what's, and why it's so funny to him when I go back to the scripts, all I know about this kid is he was jacked out of his mind and a sense of urgency. He said, well, when do we do a coffee break? I go, do immediately. Immediately means like tomorrow? Because I'm coming to the office. So Saturday? Yeah. I didn't give him the script. I didn't give him anything. There's a thing in this profession just called, there's ignorance on fire and ignorance on fire and knowledge on ice. I guarantee him inviting his friends and his family members is going, dude, Steve, I met this guy through Steve. He's a skater like us. Dude, he's balling. I've seen him pull up on a brand new CLS 550 and he's going to teach me how to make money. You got to show up to my house tomorrow. What's it about? I don't even know yet, but he's going to show me. Inviting like a superstar's there. I even tell younger people it doesn't matter. If I said that, this Friday, or if I said it this way, because you said, how'd you get people there the next day? If I said tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we're having a meeting in the warehouse. And guess what? Lil Wayne's showing up. Or whatever. And Jay-Z's showing up. Not only that, but it's Marikar's birthday, so there's going to be free booze, and there's going to be free food, and Jay-Z's getting here. The only problem is they're only letting 100 people in. Once they're in, they're done. You can bring anybody you want. Now how are you going to act? Dude, there's going to be you got to show up to this party, man. You got to come. Dude, it's going to be freaking awesome. Well, where's it at? Does it matter? Jay-Z's going to be there. Fool, I don't care if it's in Inland Empire or if it's in Vegas. I'm there. Free food and alcohol. You got to get there, bro. Well, you think there's going to be a line? I got a lot of people to call. Like, all right, dude, I'm really in a hurry right now. I got to invite a lot of people. Jay-Z's going to be at this warehouse tomorrow. There's going to be free food. You got to get down there. All right. All right, great, I'll text you the address. Go, late. Get off the phone. I mean, it goes back to the same script that I was just teaching you guys. You know, if you act like a superstar is going to show up, and that where it always comes back to is edifying the expert from afar. I mean, there's so much in detail of all these steps that we can get into as far as the inviting and everything. I can't believe I'm an hour into it. I figured I would go through this quick, and I still got a lot of other stuff. But you get that. But that's to answer his question. That's exactly how he got so many people in his house the next day.
I just figured like who's interested in money and then who's interested in health. So like my mom, I went at her more, I gave her some amazing stuff. I don't even know where it is, but just come check it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Talking to a lot of people, and then versus like somebody like Gabby, who I knew, you know, was a single mom, and she's a teacher at a Pacific part-time. She works at a golf course, and I know she needs more money.
Yeah.
I hit her up on the more on the.
Now, when you were inviting people, did you even know what Ganoderma was?
Not really.
Did you understand? Did I even tell you how much?
I had money, and I wanted to learn how you did it.
All you knew is I had money. You want to learn how I did it. Yeah, if you think about somebody like Ignorance on Fire, in his mind, it was one of the first times we met, and he goes, "Wow, so Robert's successful, and he said he's going to teach me how to do this business, and he's coming all the way to my house to do a presentation." That's all he knew. And he got his house filled up. There's what, like 8 people there? 8 people showed up in less than 24 hours. If you guys started acting like that, you'd get a lot more people to come to your presentations. Same thing like down here. It's like, oh, you want to come to a meeting? Oh my God, dude, there's this company blowing up. They're doing a meeting tomorrow. You got to be it. Dude, there's this guy, Mikkel. Oh, I can't wait for you to meet him. I mean, jacked up, excited, whatever. I mean, you guys act like that, your percentage will go frickin' through the roof. Okay, so enough on that. I keep saying I'm going to go quickly, but getting them started really means you got to make sure that like I said, step 1 should be the fast start training A1 that comes from my dad, and you can't just tell them that. You got to write down, go to ganotraining.com, click on the first link. It's Getting Started or Steps to Success by Robert Hollis, the guy that taught us all how to, the millionaire that's teaching us all what to do.
It's also on the very front page of rollwithwinners.com.
Also on the front page of rollwithwinners.com. But see, brand new rep doesn't know that. You got to write it down, tell them exactly where to go, everything else. Fair enough?
Tell them we'll get everything that checklist. We'll have it done by Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll get all that checklist and everything done by Wednesday for everybody online. And the last one. Now, in my opinion, if there is any step on here that is the most important, that makes the most money, step number 7 is being a master promoter. That will, if all you did was master being a promoter, and you sucked at the other 6, you'll still make tons of money with this company. You know, I've touched a little bit on it today as far as being excited. You know, all that stuff goes with that. You know, there's a phrase, is that posers announce, amateurs invite, and professionals promote. What I mean by that is, you know, amateur or posers, you know, maybe post on their Facebook one day, hey, Super Saturday training, gotta be there. You're a straight poser. You know, amateur, maybe, hey, listen, you know, you gotta come down to this event, you know, maybe put it on your Facebook, text a couple people. You're a straight amateur. You wanna be professional? It is, I mean, on your Facebook should be the first thing people see. You're calling up everybody you know, and we still, you know, this is one thing we all got to work on. I know I do. You know what I mean? I mean, look at this room. I know that I could have spent a little bit more time promoting this, and we would have had more people here. And like I said, is going back to the sense of urgency and and the excitement. You know what I mean? It's like, anybody, even in your group, you got to realize that anytime we have any event, any training, that you should look at it that everybody in your group knows about it. You called them up to let them know. You sent them a follow-up text to make sure they remembered, and you sent it on their Facebook saying, man, I can't wait to see you there. That's promoting event. You know, calling up Yeah, calling him up as a brand new rep, going, man, I'm so jacked up, you just got started. Listen, this Saturday we do a Steps to Success, man. You gotta be there. There's this guy named James Wiggins, man. He's made hundreds of thousands of dollars in this company. He barely rarely does it. I don't know when the next time James is gonna do a Saturday training, but you got to be there, man. The last one I was at was exciting. I learned so much. It's gonna be a blast, man. Are you gonna make it Saturday? You gotta be there. I'm telling you, you have to make it. You're gonna make it, right? Awesome. Put it up on their Facebook. Can't wait to see you there, man. It's going to be awesome. Next step, couple days before, I'm getting so jacked up for Saturday's event. I can't wait to see you there. This is going to be something you can't miss. I'm glad you're going to be there. I mean, just promote. I mean, think about it with anything. You know, concerts, new bars, new restaurants, they always got it. When a new album comes out, what do? Promote it, promote it, promote it. They're putting the single out there. They're tweeting it. They're traveling every radio station. You got to pick up this. You got to pick up this. You just get excited enough around. If you could act like really like Jay-Z was doing a concert this Saturday and coming up this Saturday, we're doing a Steps to Success and a presentation. If you acted like that, you guys, you'd make so much money. Because I'm going to be honest with you, events and meetings make the money. They do. Whoever has the most new people in these presentations make the most money, bar none. And it goes like even with all the meetings and everything, guys, when I said, I was going to touch back on that, is that, yeah, I know we're all busy, but if all you did was just make sure you had a new guest at every time we do a presentation, it's like the other day I remember it was right before the holidays started, and I don't know what was up with me that day, but I just delivered one of the best presentations I ever thought I did. And there was 3 guests in the room, and none of them were in our organization, and all 3 signed up on the spot right there. And I believe you guys know how much I promote X packages in my meetings. They all signed up with X packages, and I'm going, if we had 90 new guests in this room, somebody would have hit double platinum tonight. I thought of that. Now, I mean, why won't my group put me in front of people? It's not your guys' fault. I need to lead by example too. But even if it was just, getting brand new people out to every single meeting, guys, I'm telling you that it really is. A person that can promote the best and get people to meetings and promote the trainings is a person that makes the most money. Like I always say, you put the meat in the seats, I'll put the green in your jeans. You think about it even for everybody in here. If you honestly, and not even to, this isn't my ego whatsoever, it's just information I've learned that I'm passing on to you guys, but if every rep in your organization, active or not active, was in this room, do you think your production would go up at all?
Oh yeah, of course.
So why not act like it? Mikkel's an amazing presenter. We got James, which is an amazing presenter. We got meetings going on all over the place. If you just edify the system and put people in front of us, you'll make ridiculous money. I'm telling you guys. Because like I said, all these things are great, but I mean, think about it. I mean, how many people have really been bringing people to the 7:30 meetings that we do at night? And dude, our closing ratio, I shouldn't say closing, but the ratio of people that get started is like 80–90%. There's 10 new guests in the room, 9 are signing up. So it's awesome to, do everything else that we're doing, but it's all leading up to promoting, to getting them down here for a presentation. Because a lot of things happen at the presentations. One of the biggest things is just social confirmation. It truly is. It's one thing to hear the stats, it's one thing to hear a conference call, it's one thing to watch a video, but when you're in a room of a bunch of, how you felt, like he said, his first presentation, it was motivating, it was exciting, it was inspirational, he was jacked up, ready to get going his first day in. People can, even skeptical people, it breaks all the barriers down.
That guy Will hadn't even seen the presentation yet, and he was here. And I was on my way here, and he texted me, he's like, hurry up, dude, I'm ready to sign up.
Yeah. Yeah, for the people listening online, he invited a brand new person down that didn't even see the presentation. It was when we did our Super Saturday, and probably just because how jacked up everybody was, him listening, because you don't understand that's what your new guest is doing. That,
yelling out there, it was crazy.
yeah, and that meeting etiquette's a whole nother presentation we have to do. But imagine his new guest getting here early. There's what, 200 people here. Music's bumping. Everybody's drinking coffee. And he's sitting there because he knows nobody. Oh my gosh, did you hear so-and-so is no longer on blood pressure medication anymore? Wow, that's awesome. Oh my gosh, did you hear that Amy just hit platinum? Yeah, she's making like $300 a week now. Oh yeah, awesome. And he's sitting there probably going, all right, I'm in. You know, and that's even the skepticism, because people think about it. You can even tell people that. That's why you introduce people. It's like, hey, listen, man. Hey, what's going on, man? My name's Robert.
So Robert.
What's your name, bro?
Diego.
Diego, cool. Listen, I'm like new, but does this product really work?
Yeah, it does.
Be honest, is anybody really making money?
Yeah.
See all the Mercedes outside and the Jaguars and stuff, but is this for real?
It's for real.
Yeah, a completely stranger. It's just that social confirmation. And not only that, but the excitement. I mean, meetings drive businesses, guys. And that's also where the culture comes in. If you want to think of anything, the person that is really, really good at that, once again, to edify, is James Wiggins. You know, you get a culture of people that are around each other and excited. You know, people can't wait all week just for the Tuesday night meeting. They hate their job, life sucks, they're in debt, the people around them are negative, but that one day a week, the 2 days a week, they get to come down in this office, everybody hugs them, everybody says great to see them, they get to sit in the front row. That's really where the culture is built, guys. It really is that foundation of the team unity and excitement. And think about that too, what does that do for your new guest? If you did everything properly, and oh my gosh, there's this guy Mikkel, he's absolutely amazing. You know, you can't embarrass me. I told him you were going to be there. He's sharp. He's motivated. He's going to teach me how to make a lot of money. You got to be there. And Mikkel's on this huge pedestal, and then you walk into a big group of people, and it's like, George, woo, you're the man. Great to see you, brother. Who'd you bring? Oh, you brought it. Awesome. Very nice to meet you. I mean, you're working with a winner here. I love this guy. He's a champion. All of a sudden they're going, what the hell? I walk into work every day and people yell at me. I like this. This is cool. I mean, I'm telling you guys, that is one of the key things really to get it to the next step. You know, when you got that unity, man, it's like walk in here and look, what, there's 8 people in here? If all you did was walk in with your new guests and they heard 8 strangers walk up to you and give you a hug and say, great to see you, and got introduced to your guest, like he said, dude, 5 minutes in getting here, by the time they're done with their coffee and done with the intro, they're pretty much in already.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter what the frickin' presenter says. I'm serious. Jovan, I just had a conversation with him because he doesn't understand, you know, not to even get into anything right now, but a lot of different groups don't like combining their meetings. Right? And Jovan said it the best. He goes, listen, if you wanted to go to a church, would you rather go to a church with 10 people or a church with 1,000 people?
1,000.
I'd rather go with 10, sorry.
You rather go, well, most people like to go with 1,000. Why? Because it's that energy, that excitement, that feeling. I mean, I don't care who you are. And I felt that. I don't go to church often, but when you walk into a church and there's 1,000 people there and they're all jacked up and positive, you can feel the energy. You walk into a GLU event, you might not even know what's going on. I love bringing brand new people to the GLU events. You know, if you guys haven't got your tickets yet, you got to go. But you should see when brand new people and you walk in and there's 2,000 people all cheering, yelling, people's walking, it's like, oh my God, you can just feel the energy. Another thing, going to I remember going to Doug Harkins, brought me to a UFC game, a college game. Dude, that'll raise your hair up. You're like screaming, you don't even know why. I'm not even a UFC fan, but I'm screaming off the top of my head. Like, it's the same environment people get when coming to a meeting.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, you get that excitement, that culture together, it doesn't even matter what the person says, they're signing up. They're signing up, at least to be a customer. That's the same thing like with our Craigslist stuff that we were talking about. You know, there was a point in time where we were doing the 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. You know, for the people watching online, that goes back all the way to Finding People. But we were having 10 a.m., 2 p.m. meetings every day in this room, and it was like 15 people, standing room only. I mean, there wasn't even chairs. Like, if you got here late, if you got here afterwards, you're standing in the back. And people were signing up left and right, just jacked up because something was going on. And just like today, you know, he says, listen, I got a guy named Alex coming down today. I know you don't do meetings, but he said he's open to promoting. He said he's open to marketing. He sounds ambitious. He sounds like a hustler. And it was me and him in this room, and he looked at me and said, listen, I don't know if this is for me. I got to think about it. There's 30 people in here going, yeah, get me in. He's looking around going, hey, it's just like that momentum thing. It's like now all of a sudden you're stupid if you don't sign up. It's like, oh, these people are going to do it with or without me? These seem all like excited, positive people. I love the energy. Dude, people, honestly, I forget what the number is. It's like 40%. 40% of people will sign up in God No Life just because of the feeling they got when they got here. They could care less about the product or making money. They just loved how it felt when they showed up here and they had strangers shake them and look them in the eyes and say, great to meet you. Welcome to the team. Can't wait to work with you. Gave them a hug. Heard the music. I mean, that's really where that culture is really built. You know what I mean? You look at any really great following of people that are together, that's really where it's built. And then you get good at this. I mean, think about it. If you're a master promoter of anything, that's where the #1 money is made. Yeah, Don King. I mean, look at Floyd Mayweather. I mean, he is probably one of the best boxers alive right now, but why does he make so much more than all the other ones? Because he's a master promoter. You think about that genius. He actually started a television show just to promote his fights. Yep. He's a master promoter. I mean, going back to even like Val. I love Val to death. Val does not do this. He doesn't present. Well, he's a triple platinum or triple diamond. Why? Because you guys ever go on Val's page? It's like he freaking posts something every 10 minutes. Oh, I can't wait for the Moreno Valley meeting tonight. Blowing up, God No Life. Oh, we're in Irvine right now, doing a meeting. Go, God No Life, God No Life. Here's the website. It's like every 10 minutes. I guarantee if you're on his team, your phone's getting blown up all day by his texts. Hey, Andy, you going to be there Saturday? Saturday, you going to be there, right, Andy? It's like, all right, I'm coming, you know. Okay, so does that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because, you know, once again, if, like I said, it doesn't matter if it's me doing it. This has nothing to do with my ego. It's about you guys getting a check. You know, if we start feeling these Monday night trainings and building the culture of that excitement and that following, you know what I mean, and doing the 7:30s, you know, 10 and 2s I think are really good for the Craigslist and cold market stuff. But man, we pack that room on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, or whenever I'm doing a meeting in Long Beach and Saturday, you know, wherever we're doing a meeting, if we really start packing those out, that's really where it all comes from, guys. It honestly is. You know, it's so funny about that, and I'll even say it. You look at a company that we know of, you know, I'm not going to say the name of the company, but the initials are ACN, right? Now, they do $500 million a year, and how many people would like to market video phones? So I got a great product for you. It's a video phone where you can actually see the person on the other line talking, but the phone's $600, and the other person has to have the same phone. It's amazing, right? Would you like to get in? No, because why? You got an iPhone, right?
No, because that person, no one has that phone.
Yeah, but see, now here's my only point. So it's $500 to join. Then you got to buy it for $600, but yet they did $500 million in sales last year. Why? You go to one of their meetings, packed. That was one of that was one of the first presentations I ever did or went to when I was a kid learning this profession. It was in Anaheim. And there was, I think, like 8,200 people there. And it was like going to a UFC game.
I never even heard of that.
USC.
Yeah, USC. I mean, people were screaming, like colors. They had their team colors. People freaking out. It's like flags. They introduced one of the speakers, and I mean, you couldn't even hear. It's like introducing Mikel Pradier. It's like their whole. You're like, oh my God, I know these guys sell video phones, but I'm ready to sign up. Seriously, you guys have been to those events.
Yep.
Yeah. So one last thing I wanted to touch on, because I know this is very important, is this is just another key thing, and it's is creating your story, how to properly create your story. Okay, that is huge. You know, we always say is facts tell, stories sell. I know, Amy, do you want to do this, or you just want me to cover it real quickly? I can cover it real quickly. Okay, you guys, because what people do, and I'm just going to say the proper term for it, it's called minutia. You guys know what minutia means? Minutia, I'm not going to swear because it's online right now. I don't know who's watching. Minutia is a bunch of random stuff that you don't need to hear and is a waste of time. Okay, I'll give you an example of a minutia of some, and people do it to me all the time, and I'm really good at correcting people on this. But imagine, you know, Andy. I hit up Andy. Hey, listen, man, can you do a 3-way call for me? A guy just watched the videos and he's really excited.
Sure.
Sure. Awesome. When are you free?
Now.
Now? So I can call you right now?
Yes.
Give me a second. I'm going to get him on the phone. Okay. Hey, Andy, listen. Can you talk to somebody for me?
Yeah, sure.
Dude, I was driving the other day around like, it was like around 3 o'clock, you know, when school gets out. And I decided I was going to go by to get something to eat. And right next to where the school is, there's a Starbucks there. And it's funny, I saw this guy. He was walking in. He was dressed really, really sharp. I think it was great. No. Yeah, it was a blue suit. I remember it was a blue suit. Anyways, you know.
We heard that many times
Useless
before.
facts.
Useless facts, minutia, okay? And a lot of people do that just period and gone and everything, you know what I mean? How many people are just love to just hear themselves talk, right? So properly creating your story is, first off, is honestly just really quick, and what we just call is testimonials, because as we start doing bigger events, and you know, I want to start coaching people on this, because when we do, like say if we do product testimonials, there should be no reason why somebody can't do a testimonial in 60 seconds or less, okay? Really all it is very simply who you are, where you came from. Step one, right? Yeah, your background. And it can be really quick. You know, mine, hey, listen, my name's Robert Hollis Jr. Before this, I was a high school dropout, and I actually ended up going to jail 4 times. Boom. Okay? The next one is basically really quickly how you got invited or what piqued your interest about either the product or their company. And basically the next one is just what it's done for you and how you see the future. That's it. So even like on a product testimonial, you know what I mean? It's like, listen, my name is Robert Hollis Jr. Before this, I was a high school dropout, been to jail quite a few times. One of my really good friends, Mikkel Pradier, introduced me to the product. He was really jacked up and excited about it. I ended up getting my mother on it. And she had a cyst in her breast, and after taking the pills for like 3 months, her cyst completely went away and she didn't have to have surgery. I don't know if it was a product that cured her, but I can tell you right now, my quality of life has changed. I feel better. I'm more excited about my future, and I'm so excited of where we're going with this in the company. I can't wait to help a lot of people with it. Boom. That's it. Now, it can go into more in depth when it doesn't involve just a quick testimonial, but learn your story, and all it is just relatable. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, just like Amy's story. Listen, before this, I was taught you had to go to school, get good grades. So of course, I decided I was going to go to college. You know what I mean? I racked up a lot of debt and going to college, believing that I'd get a job out of get out of college. When I realized I couldn't find a job, I ended up getting a job at a data entry place. I knew I was worth more money than that. I knew it was a dead-end job. I didn't like being there. I knew I had to change something in my life. Then I found Gano Life. Mikkel Pradier mentored me, told me word for word, step by step on what to say and what to do. I found a couple leaders. One's in the room, Danny, and I've now almost hit double platinum. My biggest check for the week is $360. I can't wait to go to the future and everything the company's done for me. Thank you. Because what they always say is facts tell, stories sell. So the more relatable your story is with somebody, the more you understand it, the more you can get off to, or come across to somebody and really get with them. Does that make sense to everybody? So really just start thinking of that as your script, and it's really just relatable. Listen, I've been there too. I completely understand. Once I was skeptical too, I completely understand. But listen, this is what happened to me. this is my results, and this is why I'm so excited for the future. Does that make sense? I mean, honestly, you can almost handle every objection with a story. You really can. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, all I know is tell a story. And if you really get good at your story, if you look at, it's funny because this goes back to presenting, that any professional in this profession is always telling their story. You guys, if you know me, you notice when I do a presentation, I'm basically just walking you through my whole story. You know what I mean? I keep putting it in there. Before this is what happened. I was broke. You know what I mean? All of a sudden the product started working for me. All of a sudden, 2 that got 2, you know what I mean? That I was able to retire. On and on and on. That's really professional, professional storytellers. There's whole books promoted on that. Make sense, everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, so this was going to be an hour, and we've already gone an hour and a half. So like I said, what we're going to do in the future is really start going into each one of these and going into it in more detail as far as like, the scripts, everything about it, because, you master these, honestly, and it takes some time, but you master all of these, you're making $10,000 a month. You're a professional. From there you can go into the inspirational, motivational, doing more on how to present, more on everything else, but this is all you really have to master. I suggest everybody getting this book. I think $10. Yeah, you can get it on Amazon for $10. I think we have a couple extra copies if you want to get it from us. You know what I mean? I would say I just give it to you, but yet it's $10, and I think Eric Worre deserves to have his book promoted. Yeah, so if you can make an excuse not to get a $10 book, it's just is what it is. I'm just gonna be honest. It's supposed to be leadership training here. You got to work harder on yourself than you do your business. Yeah, another really good one for just inviting is Don Fala's 45-second presentation. Yeah. If you don't know where to get that, just get with me afterwards. Amazing, amazing book. So in closing, any questions? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. You want to share with us your story?
Sure.
Because I know she's got it written down.
Okay.
I know she's working on it, but we'll let her just wing it, put her on the spot.
Okay. I'll go to the front.
Woo! Speaking of the microphone.
Oh, okay. So, hi, my name's Amy Neidig, and before this, no, let me start over. Hi, my name's Amy Neidig, and I'm actually a college graduate with student loan debt. I've always worked like just dead-end jobs, always broke, just scraping by month after month. I was embarrassed by my financial situation, having anxiety, going through the grocery store line, worried I didn't calculate my cart correctly. My card was going to get declined because that's embarrassing. So, I just was sick and tired of being broke and not accomplishing what I really wanted to in life. So, obviously I knew something had to change, my income and just my job situation. So, once I heard about Ghana Life and heard the testimonials on the business side and the product side, and just saw the success, I knew that I was in the right place at the right time. So very excited about my future. Now I know I'm going to accomplish my dreams and goals, finally hit my financial goals, and just live the life I've always imagined.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, babe. So yeah, we had a room just full of those testimonials. Once again, doesn't matter what the presenter said. Yeah, if you just had testimonials like that and testimonials of people of what the product did for them, that's what Dad always says. Facts tell, stories sell. The other thing, I think, next Monday, get your stories. If you don't have one yet, work on it. You know what I mean? I know you're brand new, but you could even say you do already have a story. You signed up you had a coffee break your first day. You're already having success. Steve's mom already doesn't have to take injections because of the cordyceps, whatever it is. And not to put you guys on the spot, but practice it so we can record it, and we'll have 8 new testimonials up online right away. Because people get tired of that. If it's like testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after testimonial after it's like, all right, fine, you know, I'm in. You know what I mean? It's like, and then everybody's story will relate differently with everybody. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? All the way from, you know, Marcy, I know your story, to, you know, everybody's in here. Andy's, everybody. You know, you never know what story is going to help somebody have that aha moment or pop that it relates with them. You know what I mean? Because even my story, it's like my story might be a little extreme. Some people might not relate with that. It's like, well, you just dropped out of high school, you're a stoner, you've been in jail. Like, there's a lot of people that do not relate with me on that. You know what I mean? A lot of people can relate with going to school and, you know, racking up debt and not being able to find a good job. A lot of people could relate with being a mother and having a job you didn't like and not having time to spend with your family. Not only that, getting laid off, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people in different situations, you know what I mean? So cool. Any questions?
I think you did a phenomenal job tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. So cool. So like I said, next Monday we'll not only go over everybody's stories with them. Do you have that actual?
Checklist?
Yeah, the checklist of it. I want to make sure.
Or do you have the checklist already done?
Yeah.
No. The checklist of your story. Well, everybody understands it, right? It's actually in the book.
Basically, you need to give your background. The
Page
thing
Page.
on this book, 71. Your background, the things you didn't like about your background, how network marketing or your company came to the rescue, and your results and how you feel.
Yep, that's simple. So for people online, your background, how network marketing came to your rescue.
The things you didn't like about your background.
Oh yeah, your background, the things you didn't like about your background. How network marketing came to your rescue, who introduced it to you, what was your situation, your results of the company or the product,
And how you feel about your future.
and how you feel about your future.
And he gives his example in the book, and it's short and to the point. You know what I mean? And he says, the theme of my story was, if I could do it, anyone can do it, and it worked.
Yep. Theme of the story, if you can do it, anybody can do it. Keep it short, keep it simple. Most importantly, come from the heart. The more you can really come from the heart, and people can tell that you're honest. And for everybody watching online, I don't know how many people are on there, do me a huge favor. Whip out your cell phone. Everybody's got a phone nowadays. Record your testimonial. Throw it up online. Throw it up on Facebook. Tag me in it. Because really, I also think as a whole, you know, Team United and everybody watching this online, you know, I really believe in this day and age, especially with network marketing, that whoever has the most testimonials online wins. You know, imagine, you know, telling somebody about Ghana Life and they went home and did research and all they found was 10,000 testimonials on how the product helped people and how people are making money. It's a no-brainer. It really is. Or just like everybody in the, we cover a pretty big demographic in this room. So imagine anybody in here, it's like, you know, just like you said, well, is it one of those things? Oh, that's a great question. All I know is, watch this. Hey, when I got in this, I was taught traditional school, blah, blah. I thought this was just one of those pyramid things. Found out my job was a pyramid. Can't believe, you know, whatever it is, you know what I mean? It's like, boom, there's a random person from Oklahoma or from Washington or wherever people are watching this from that's not even your local area that had a testimonial. Well, how does this help with diabetes? I don't understand. Great question. I don't know. All I know is, hi, my name's Scott Kloster. I was a type 2 diabetic and always looking for something to help my life. All of a sudden I found Ganoderma. Now I don't take insulin anymore. It's like, are you freaking kidding me? Those stories are deadly. They really are. I can't say enough. Facts tell, stories sell.
Question from Oklahoma. They said, how do you make a